In the name of God, hello to all my dear friends. Welcome to the newest session of the Comprehensive Simulation Package in Architecture. In this episode, we're going to prepare the rest of the tools that can help us in modeling and detailing the space. In the first part, we're going to simulate the population inside the 3D Studio Max environment. Guys, what we need to do is to come from the puppet panel and place these characters and personas in different states in our scene. But before we get to know this topic, we need to extract this puppet package from the zip file and do the next operation, and it will automatically be placed in the installation location of our software. Okay, after we do this, now I can isolate one of these sets. I'm coming to the puppet section. Guys, one of the states that we can do in population simulation is the state of commuting, in such a way that after clicking on its icon, it is activated, and I can perform the persona placement by clicking and moving in the opposite direction. After drawing it, as you can see, it shows two blue and red icons, where the red ones are men and the blue ones are women, and after clicking the third option, multiply, this operation is performed. Now I have set this path, and you can see the arrows pointing in this direction, meaning the commuting is now in this shape. After doing this, it is enough to click Simulate once, and depending on the speed of your system, the population simulation operation is performed, and in this way, you see that, well, I said the place of these wrongly, the red ones are women and the blue ones are men. The strong point of this option and tool in Max is that, guys, after the simulation we can put them in motion by playing this section. Now, how to adjust their speed and commuting status, we can discuss in the animation sections. I put this on state 1, it was too fast, and after I play it, you see that they are now commuting. Okay guys, the method of clearing these from this section is that you can click on any icon. If I click on this one now, all the personas are completely cleared. But if I want to manually clear a specific persona, for example, in the way or in a bad place, click on one of these and press delete from here. Okay, I'm clearing it here now. I'm coming to the settings. Now I have to place it according to the scene. Now I want, for example, the operation of commuting and traffic of personas to be done on this sidewalk. Well, from this section, after drawing, you can determine the width of this section and sidewalk, as if it is the place of traffic from the wane section. I am now setting the width of this section exactly to the size of this sidewalk. Okay, and the next one, which is not so much used. The next option, guys, if we increase these, see, when I increase these, it somehow changes the placement state of the personas. See, I click this, it becomes random. This is, for example, for when you have put the personas, and you see that they don't have much appeal, and you can change them with these. This is the density. If you want to increase this, the number of these personas will increase after the simulation. If I come and decrease this, for example, I put it this much, I run the simulation again, and you see that it changes. This is the commuting state, the speed of their commuting. Now, see, I put it on slow state, simulation. If they play, you see that they are going very slowly. But if I come and put this speed on, for example, this state, now most of them are running. It is completely clear when we play it. Guys, it also provides us with very attractive features. Standing personas, or for example sitting personas. We will also try them together. I will clear this. But guys, before you clear it, if I want to take a render from it, see, now I am checking it. You can even clear this page itself after the simulation operation. See, I select, this is selected individually, I press Ctrl. I go back, in this way, see, now that these are finished, I can clear it. I don't want it to be seen anymore. This has now lowered the level because it was lower. See, if I bring this up, for example, now I run the simulation, I think, they went up and now I can clear it again in this way. Well, if I want to take a render from it now, see, if we want to take a render from this angle, for example, I come to the render settings, we will go to get acquainted with the Corroder render engine, and our rendering in the next chapter in detail. I put my Dino on MV, and I definitely put this on Tent. I check that my light is on max. Why? Because I have assigned the sky AM to this section. 3 light mixes, and I click once, and I take a render from this scene, and that material, now I want everything to be white for now. Now, the Corona version that the guys use is Corona 7. The latest version is Corona Fix 1, which we are rendering with the help of the same now. See, now I press Shift and F to show the frame we have closed. And from this section, I take a render. Well, I reduce the intensity of the skylight. I reduce the intensity of the sun a little. This much is enough. Well, you see that we can count on these personas from very far distances. For example, in mock-up renders, or, for example, in presentations of etudes, or for example, in presentations of diagrams. It can be extremely helpful for us and give that sense of scale to our space. Because as you know, the best state of scale in designs is human beings, and it can provide the most understanding of space to our clients. But guys, from close distances, if we want to take renders of these, maybe putting white color won't make much difference. It will still give us a good result. See what good shadows we were able to create here. But now that we set it, it doesn't make much difference in white anymore. You can easily take renders of these from any side, but as it is also clear in the viewport, you see that it doesn't have much quality. And we said that in order to produce realistic renders, we have to clean or remove from the scene those things that make our render look cartoonish. So we cannot use these in close renders. In, for example, simulation. Now, for example, if I want to use this in this project, I can use it in a distant scene render that I take from it, for example, from these angles. But if we want to render this model of this scene, for example, this can completely make our work cartoonish even from these distances, and is somehow a killer of realistic render. Okay, the next section that we have here, see, for example, I want to put a persona here again. I will try this once, they will click the symbol, and you see that these will do it one more time. I put this in this section. Now the auto should be active itself. I don't know why it doesn't fall on. We can draw manually. See, they put it and click simulate. And as soon as we click it, you see that the persona is added, and this is also animation. Now their animation is also while they are somehow treading water here, but now it is better than being very flat and broken like this. Well, I clear this, or, for example, I put this here. See, I put it here, in this area. For example, I increase or decrease the number. Okay, I OK the place. For example, I put it here a little higher, because these, I think, one is not possible at all. Now we put a few. I hit the shit, too. We now even the mouse can be controlled by the children from here. Simulate. Now you see that he is standing. It doesn't have the target animation either, but if we put this one, I think, see heighten is clicking. Now sometimes these bugs that it gives, we have to put time on them to see. For example, I activate this one more time, I put it there, I take it higher, or now there is a problem here, it doesn't show that persona. Now I can click Simone, it was added. No, this was the previous one. Now I don't exactly know what the problem is. Here, for example, we can add a space like this, in this way, and click simulate. Okay, see the animation of these guys ends in this frame, that's why these stay like this. See, now it's okay, so we can also create interaction between these characters and present a more real feeling to our space. Well, I clear all these guys. When we are finished with the puppet section, I will restart this scene. Well, I learned a plan in this way, guys. The features that have been added in Max 22 are the unique capability of the Smart Extrude option. That is, the Magic Extrude somehow comes and performs several commands simultaneously that we can use in our projects in the best way. See, after I convert this to Edit Poly Now, for example, these sections, I select the back and front of these two. The method we learn now for making the window is in such a way that I come and, for example, do this insert to it in this way. Okay, give it a negative extrude, and then assign the bridge to it. Well, guys, the interesting features that help us are that now I have done this insert. Even the insert operation is also done with the help of this scale. Well, the working method is in such a way that after activating the move option and holding the shift button, see, now as soon as it reaches this section, it will clear it here itself. And this is very interesting. So we do not use the bridge, see? Now if we click the bridge, it will be cleared. But in one of these, now I select this phase. Let's see. As soon as this reaches this section that is completely finished, it comes itself and clears it, and it can run our work very well. And practically, even guys, we can do the insert operation by holding Shift and the scale option in this way. See how perfectly and professionally we were able to do this now. Only one point, sometimes guys from some directions. This also became like this. The reason was that two phases were also selected. See, it is not possible. One of them must be selected. Sometimes you saw, for example, you click from this side. Test it from the next section from this side. For example. Okay, now it has a lot of application. See, for example, now I want to close this section. Now I need to connect. Here, I select this section, I click Alt-Yek, Swift Loop comes. I click a connect here. See, we select this section, and as soon as we reach this section, it comes here itself, and even performs the weld operation. The picture was not performed. The reason is that here these were not the same size. Well, now if these were the same size, this should perform the weld operation here. So let me do something. See, I come and clear this. For example, let me die in the top view. We have a lot of methods, and now I have to search to see which method here can make this exactly the size of this. See, they select the vortexes here. Well, I activate the snap, and I also activate this option, and I can now set it exactly with this. Okay, now we will discuss this snap option together. Well, now I select here, snap is off, I hold the shift. Well, again, from here, I should have done this on this side too. Well, where did it go until this side? See, I select here, snap on, the option, any axis constant, is also available to be turned on from this section. It causes one of the axes to be locked, and the other axis comes as a template, and help to do the work here for us. See now if I close this, the normal snap is on. See, I can't set this with this at all. This completely goes and sits there, but as soon as this option is active, I can say that these should be set with this. Very good. See, now I select this, snap is off. With the help of Shift, I come and extend this. Okay, let's see. Did it reach? I press Alt-X. I come a little more. I extrude this here. Well, now if I check C, even from this section, I think it should have been okay. Excuse me for a moment, let me fix this too. See? Now, again I can. Now we don't have a snap that we can follow from here. Now I can select the kiss state. See, it doesn't work. I can activate the snap, activate the pivot. See? Aha. Now I think it's okay with this. In this way, guys, the reason is that we say that these should be done neatly. These now have an educational aspect. We don't hit an edit step. We fix these. Then we give an example because you know that these are exactly the food for practice and troubleshooting. Okay, after I did this, I check here to see if this has performed the weld or not. You see that the weld operation has been performed, and this is awesome. It can at least put us ahead several hours in modeling. See, for example, I come and select these. For example, these are my windows. Well, now I press R, the scale is activated. I hold the shift, these become active like this. I press W, the move is activated. Well, I take it back a little to create this window frame. Again, one more step. I shift and scale. I create one more joint here. One more frame should be created. And again, I come in the merge. I hold the shift. I pull it to the end. All our windows came out with the same ease. You can even, in this last step, not clear these. For example, as glass, the first and last of these should be here. See? For example, I come, if the window is now complete, if Mina has a frame, for example, we can use the tessellate command in this section. See? I click on it once, and it throws segments. From each side in the form of a square, if I click it again, it increases the segments in the same way. I add one step, I come in, Insert, I select the bi-polygon option, so that each frame comes in its place. The frame operation is performed. Okay, I click OK, now it needs one more negative extrude, so that this window frame is seen, guys. See, this is becoming something. It means it's over, it's already here. Well, if it was a little thicker, the thickness of this wall would be more. This problem would not have occurred, but now it's okay. In the same way, see, the window frame is okay, it needs a little chamfer. Only our work is finished. We can give it a modifier chamfer. Well, now these all become ID1. Well, I come from this section. I click grow. Meaning what? Meaning that the selection grows. Now I have clicked it twice. The selection also grew, and all these window frames were selected with the same ease. Very interesting. See, I click grow once more, and all these frames were selected with the same ease. Well, now the glasses must be manually removed from the selection. So this script to commands can help us only to a certain extent. In some places we have to come manually and reduce these. See, I put it on the selection state. I take the Alt, and somehow I reduce it from it. In case I remove this, if there is something behind it, I select it. Okay, I click these, ID2, okay. Now I can also give a ditch to these. See, for example, I give it a detach, for example. You know the options of detach already. If it is on this option, it keeps itself. It takes a copy of it. If it is on this option, it performs a separate element inside the same edit koi. If we don't tick it, it completely separates itself from this. I exactly want this now. I click OK, and it separates it from this. The glasses remain, the glasses, see, now how do I circ it? I come to this section. I click this, we had ID'd the glasses were ID1. See, if you click select I, all the ID1s are selected here. Now these are also ID1, now they don't work with these. We, for example, click these, ID1 is now selected. I remove these from the selection in this way. Okay, I remove these from the selection, and we can give them IDs now. We don't need to give a D dish, we can give the material of glass to these. We see, in this way, now we can clear this whatever is extra, or we don't work with this anymore. Okay guys, let's go to test snap 1 and snap. Snap. Excuse me, let's go to 1, 2, 3. Well, in this section, we want to go to test snap 3 and 2.5. We learned 2. We said in any subject that has a two-dimensional state, we can easily implement the operation of snap 2 with Shiba Inu. But now what is the main difference between snap 2.5 and 3 in your opinion, guys? See, now let's clear this plan. Let's come and draw one here ourselves. See, for example, this comes and draws in this way. Now if snap, I select this. This is active. I go here. Point and vertex are active. It is enough that this park blade is active. Corner, I come and draw a plan in this way. I will put this here so that it will be a learning point for this option again. First, this should be set with this. The working method is in such a way that now this should be camber spline. Because it is line, we don't do this. It itself has the edit spline state. I select one of these and say that it should be okay with this. And even this, it seems that the one axis, see, I select this and say that it should be set with this. Okay, now I come and give it at laid in this way. Okay, now it is enough to give it an extrude. For example, 3 and 2 key, and even I come and give it a C symmetry in the axis. It should be in the x-axis. Yes, I give it 1 in the x-axis. In this way that this is a little bigger, so that I can give an example on it. The same is enough. Okay, I invert it in order to be cut. That all these go, I go in the top view, laid and I activate it, I put it on the snap 3-dimensional once, and start drawing. See in this way. Well, now we don't see any problem here from the top view, but if we come in the perspective view, fortunately, nothing happened. But sometimes in our drawing, snap comes, we see some points, for example, in these states that we have. For example, 2 heights, it comes, for example, pulls one of the birda down, one up, the whole work is ruined. In what shape, for example? In this shape, see, you see, for example, one of these has fallen here. This problem, guys. You know it happens a lot. Either we should come after drawing and set these in this way, or we should prevent ourselves at the very beginning. That is, click this on snap 2.5. Well, snap 2.5, guys, already ignores one of the axes in the lower one. It is definitely drawing on one of these. So whenever we see such a problem, it comes, put it on snap 2.5, and come and draw this with peace of mind. Now our luck also saw that we also drew with 3 snap 3, and this problem did not occur. But in this state, see, already a guarantee has come. It has pulled this down. Okay, this is also an example of snap, guys. One more point. See, now I come. For example, I restart this again. I import a plan, an architectural plan. Well, now I come here, I import this plan. For example, I put it on ret meter, it's real scale. I don't touch anything else either. I import it. Okay, well now I want to work on this plan. Here we have an option called guys. See, snap to frozen now object, meaning snap can only be applied to objects that are frozen. I now come and isolate this. I right click and click the free selection option. And now already, see, it is not selected anymore. It doesn't bother us anymore. It seems that the template has been locked here, and we are on the light table, and we can activate the snap option, and also activate this time option. Now if I want, for example, to activate it here, see, I come from the Create ISINDET section, and activate the wall option. Snap 3-dimensional is also active. See, it comes and recognizes this. Here, the snap, and our work became very easy. See, the size of the walls now. I think our sizes are doing this because they were not imported correctly. They put it on 20, they put it on 40, and I put this on, for example, 270. Yes, it already becomes high. For example, I put it 30. Well, it doesn't matter now, guys. We only want to give an example. You can freeze all the maps that you receive from the designer of Phase 2, the engineer of Phase 2. In this way, in the easiest possible way, and start drawing the walls from here. I'm going from this side now. The wallet point option is active. Well, I press the light. Okay, you press it there. It says weld. Or now I press the no. See, this is from here. For example, I draw it to here. Okay, now, maybe you say that, for example, we want to draw these neatly, guys. Now if we want to draw this neatly, we have to create exactly one wind curve during the drawing. See, I come here in this way. I put this on the center now. I put it on left. See, it starts from here. Or I put it on right to start from here. You see, well, I put it on this. And now if I click here, it itself comes here and hits the light. The same spread itself comes and hits here. Now you don't know the belt option. What is actually? It has been added recently. See, it itself hits its spread in this section. We have, for example, a window here. I'm coming back, for example. We have a window here. We should click here once, so that this can be separated later. It drops a connect here, for example. Well, yes, now that I hit no light, I can't hit this ball with the ball. Well, the solution is that I come here and hit an arc and assign exactly the same height to it. Now I press the P. Let's check this. Let's go to those sections to see that the weld has not worked here, that it is like this. I think we should have hit the weld there, but I don't know why it is ruining it, because its sizes are not okay. I think this is the main reason. Let me check this one. I put the state of units set to the meter. My accuracy is on the centimeter. I don't know why. Well, this now relates to the mood of the graphics card. And guys, it shows it like this. Now if we take a render, there will be no problem. See, they press the F. You see that it is okay. Now if we want, for example, to select it, if we have another wall here, we will attach it together, and the rest of the story that we know. Yes, again, practice again inside our projects. I'm going forward a lot with this method. We go all with this method. Well, for example, I convert this to edit poly. You see that all of these are usable. Now, for example, I click the Brex, all BERT are selected. If I hit weld, let's see if these are welded. All the points are near. I increase the weld number more. Where is weld? It's here. Increase the weld number. And click OK. Come. You can. For example, also do these like this. Let's also weld the segmental. I think it's okay now. We don't have any problem anymore. Well, let's clear these. So this is also the method of using snap fan. Again, I'm doing a restart. Let's also get acquainted with two modifiers. And finish this section. I draw a box in this way. I come to the modify section and select modifier squiz. Again, it is one of the modifiers that can help us create special shapes in element and special forms. See the pattern that you see here? You should exactly take this shape now. Now the reason that it hasn't taken is definitely clear that it doesn't have enough segment. See, as soon as I increase the segments, this comes and exactly takes that form that we wanted there and brings it out for us. Now I give the minimum segment because I want to give an example on it. Okay, in the same way, see, we can play with these now. See, for example, it is suitable for making pencils. Suitable for making, for example, the roof of the tower. Suitable for making, for example, the waves, for example, tent structures. See, we should work with it in this way already. Now I'm saying these options. If, for example, we have a special project. See, for example, I couldn't exactly build this. Mostly, for example, one of the subjects that, for example, the guys say, a shape has been separated from the roof. We want to give a light in this way. For example, how to take this out so that it is a hand, exactly in the same way. See? Okay already. It seems that these columns are being prepared here. See? If I decrease it a little, for example, I put it like this. In this way, we can, for example, multiply this. Any shape comes out already. The variety is very high. Everything comes to my mind. Now, see? For example, you invert this. A special structure became like a vase. Now I can give this one, for example, a shell. You know already. The best option for adding thickness is inside the geometer. And outside, I come a little. I'm setting this. Only the children of this should not be ruined. I'm not increasing the inside of this a lot. I'm using the same outside. I give a few segments that it is soft. Awesome. Well, so we also got acquainted with squiz, and that children, this also has a limiter. I think, no, limiter is its skis. See, it has a limiter. You can say that this pattern starts, for example, from below. For example, starts from here. This is very important. It can help. See, for example, we say it starts from above. See, it completely comes and changes its nature, so it became interesting. A very interesting and practical modifier that each one of them can, for example, use for designing an element in university. Or, for example, the ideas that we were delivering, we saw, I was coming and using the same. The range is also exactly, somehow, similar. Eid, see, for example, you come, but I fire re-teep. Excuse me. I assign teep to this. This also gives us special shapes, until here it is applied. The reason is that, see, I come and cut this. I convert this to the deity girl play. Once, now I'm adding it. Aha! See, although it can be done there, I'm hiding. Where did its option remain? It doesn't show. It should be converted to deity play. It comes here, I click piece, and I can give it amount. I put the amount to the shape. See, we came out similar to a chair. How great. Well, see, for example, we can fix the cultural service. I think the same is suitable. Well, I'm doing its amount in the same way. That its window is also in this shape. Even the limiter symmetry is here. The children, see, it's very interesting. See, symmetry is also here. Now I deactivate it. I can draw work from its limiter too. See, in this shape, for example, this comes until here. That is good. But for example, its bottom is in this shape. It starts from here. I can now do it, yet Polish again. For example, I select these, I hit the loop, in the make planner state. I click these to be straightened. Okay. Well, I select these two. Again, I hit the loop. It selects its extension. Well, I come and give it a chamfer. Children, let's do something. I come and give this in the form of an edit poly. Well, I give it in the form of a deed poly. I come now, I select chamfer, I increase its number, I give it a segment in this shape. Well, I click OK. Now we could have done this section too. See? I select these. I give it chamfer. In the same shape, less, me more, yes, like this. I click OK. Well, we can also smooth this top surface. I hit the loop. This is selected in Mac Planner Z. And you see that it comes out in this shape. Now we can also give this F, F, T. The children, I hit this just like that. There was no special plan at all, somehow with the help of the same tools that we have at our disposal. I come and simulate this. I give an F, D, 4. In 4. That is Saturday night before. Well, I take its ears. I take these. I only select the top. Well, in this shape. Very good. Now in the same shape, now I can, for example, give this one a turbwesamos. See how much it helped. Tobes Moss was like this. It became like this. For example, a few steps. How great. See in this shape, well now, only children. 1 point I'm taking a copy of this. Turbwesamos. And I'm clearing this. Instead, I'm giving it a relax. Let's see how much difference it makes. And before doing this, let me deity play it once. I'm giving relax. I'm putting F4 to come. Zmenta and relax can also help us in this shape. See, it seems that, without ruining the shape, it is coming and making this easy. Or relax. Children, get the hang of these. Every model can be modeling. Even, see, I'm removing the selection that there is no restriction anymore. It seems that it is showing the process of its creation somehow. How great. This is also from relax. Always test these shapes that you build. Turb, Yesmet, relax. I don't know the normal name. See, already, auto smooth, you should hit auto. This itself automatically comes and softens this well. But their intensity is low already. For example, mesh smooth. See, this is also in this shape. You can also increase this here. Only we should deal with caution, because see, we are not taking women. You should smooth its intensity less. It is much more. I'm clearing this. It didn't tighten. Oh, only children, let's say a point here. I'm doing an edit play here, that I did here, that a few nights that I assigned to these sections. If you remember, we did chamfer here. I'm clearing that. Well, and let's compare with each other here, to see exactly what differences these have with each other. They press the iftar. Now let's decrease the number of track and wasemos. Once see, now how sharp and interesting these lips have become here. Now here I, for example, do this 2 steps. I also do this 2 steps. Here you completely see how interesting difference we have there. Sharp edges can completely ruin our work. Okay, we learned good tools in this session. Children, you can practice on the same in the next sessions, options that can help us in modeling. Again, we will introduce to you in the form of tools, and later we will go to the operation of the project and test the same commands in the heart of the project. We reach the end of our training. I hope that this session has also been useful for you. Goodbye until the next trainings.